Hello, my name is Angela Owens with Phenomenal Business Solutions, and I help car dealerships streamline their finances, increase their profits, and grow their businesses. Today, we are still in our Buy Here, Pay Here series, so I'm going to be talking with you about smarter cash flow for smarter Buy Here, Pay Here dealers. And I'm going to be sharing a problem and solutions for everything. The buy here, pay here cash flow struggle is real. Revenue comes in slowly through payments. Expenses hit fast with auctions, recon, payroll, and rent. And cash flow gaps catch even experienced dealers off guard. The problem is that most dealers don't plan ahead. So if you're winging it, that leads to overdrafts and poor decisions and no real visibility on when the cash is going to run out. And then decisions are made emotionally and not financially. So the solution to those problems is to create a simple 13-week cash flow forecast. You want to plot out known income and expenses weekly, use historical data for payment patterns, and adjust every week based on real performance. So figure out what your particular dealership is actually doing so that you can really plan and narrow it down. So if you have 50% of your people paying on time, you want to keep that in mind when you are doing your planned income and expenses. Okay, here's the next problem. Payment income is hard to predict. So customers may pay late or miss payments, and there's extra collection efforts take time and cost money, and dealers overestimate incoming cash. So the solution to that is to track collections like a pro. Use your dealer management system to generate weekly receivables report, monitor the percent collected versus scheduled, and forecast conservatively only 80 to 90% of scheduled payments. And after you do the conservative forecast, look at your actuals and start to use those when you're forecasting on your collection so that you can understand what your particular dealership is able to do with collecting. And if there's any changes that you need to make sure that you increase your collections percentage. Here's another problem. No cushion for unexpected costs. If your AC unit breaks or your repossession spike, now you're scrambling for money. And every hiccup feels like a financial crisis. So what can we do about that? You can build a 60-day reserve fund. So figure out how much money it's going to cost you to keep your dealership running over the next 2 months and save that amount in a separate bank account. You could use a savings account or um, another checking account and use it only for emergencies, not inventory or taxes. And if you are doing really good at planning and you have the excess cash, it may be beneficial to get like a CD or an interest bearing money market account for the money that you're saving for your rainy day reserve. The next is the high inventory cost is draining your cash. So if you have too many cars on the lot and holding them too long before the sale, and also over reconditioning eats into your reserves. So yes, you want to sell wonderful cars to your buyers, but everybody knows that they are purchasing a used vehicle. So do as much as you can to make sure you give them a good quality vehicle. But sometimes if you overdo it, you are cutting into your money that you need. And then also holding cars too long before the sale. Make sure that you are purchasing vehicles that can move pretty quickly and not just based on the vehicles that you like. So the solution is to buy smarter and move faster. Set a recon cap per car based on the value of the vehicle. Buy only what fits your sales rhythm. and use floor plan or cash sales strategically to replenish cash. Floor plans can become a trap, but it also can be useful if you use it correctly. Problem is you don't know your real break even. So dealers guess instead of calculating. And some don't even think about their break even point. And that is an important number for you so that you know what you can and can't do. And it will help you with deciding on your down payment for each vehicle as well. If you at least get the amount of your break even for the vehicle, then everything else is kind of profit. So make sure that you calculate that information. And your solution is to know your numbers before you sell. Calculate how many cars you must sell per month. Know your cost per car, including overhead and expected default. Set payment terms that generate steady monthly cash. And set a limit to how many cars you will allow buy here, pay here each month. So you want to have your cash sales to really hold you over, but sometimes you still want to have the steady cash coming in from buy here, pay here. But if you offer third party financing, let them handle most of the financing stuff and then only allow a certain amount of new buy here, pay here accounts per month so that you can make sure that you can actually keep track of that many accounts in each year. And also kind of make it to where, if possible, make it to where they pay off those cars in less than 3 years so that you're not having to chase people for too long. So just be mindful of that as well. So the other problem is that you're running a paper profit lot, which means that your income looks good on paper, but your bank account is empty. And you feel like you're growing, but you can't make payroll. So that is a big problem. And the answer to that is to monitor your cash, not just the net income. So use a rolling 13-week forecast weekly. Track actual collections versus expected, and then prioritize deduction decisions that boost cash and not just sales. So you might want to sell warranties or warranties, service packages, different things like that that you could possibly sell on top of getting your buy here, pay here. So if you want to get some help managing your cash smarter, you and I can review your current cash flow, spot cash leaks and missed planning opportunities, and build a real strategy for staying funded month after month. So if you're ready to get everything under control, book your free profit and cash flow analysis with me at angelaJowens.com/calendar. And I would love to sit down with you and see what your issues are and see if I can help you to clear all that up and get you a plan. And remember, the plan is free. So once I get all your data, I can put a plan together for you, and you can decide if you want to do that on your own or if you want me to help you out with that. And if you haven't already downloaded my ebook, it's angelaJowens.com/5mistakes. And that way you can read up and see how you can improve your dealership operation. Again, I'm Angela Owens with Phenomenal Business Solutions, and have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Bye.